The Madman! Alright, here's my new deck for the Play Until I Lose challenge. I think this Brawl has really gotten my creative juices flowing. So, I finally came to the conclusion that this format is so ridiculously aggressive that pressing the hero power is always a mistake, so I think even in odd decks are wrong. And then when I looked at all the aggressive decks, it just kept falling into Hunter, because Metal Tooth Leaper is insane. So what I've come up with is a control deck. And yes, this is a control deck, even though I didn't put in any big cards. Like, I cut Dr. Boom because he was too slow. I cut Super Collider because it's too slow. I cut EMP Operative because though it's going to probably kill a mech, the mech is too small. So we've got a Rush deck, which is going to control the minions. And our control win the game card is Witchwood Grizzly. Like, this card will just win the game because your opponent, if they're playing the aggressive format correctly, will have no cards in their hand. And in the case that I'm playing against an opponent who doesn't know what's up yet, I can be an aggressive deck, and I have Jeeves for the card refill. It's like, huh, it's Warlock. Does that mean I should keep Jeeves? Nah, keeping Jeeves is probably always wrong. You just hope to draw Jeeves exactly when you need him.
Battle detected.
Yeah, I think since the format is so aggressive, going first is a very big deal.
Regret this.
It's quite good.
Battle commencing.
Zoo in theory is a good matchup against mech, but there's not enough Zoo cards is what I thought.
Listen here.
I can fix anything.
That's an interesting theory too. Just play Warlock while playing an aggressive deck, and then you have your, if you survive the early game. But I guess the problem with Warlock is I just didn't see any good class cards for them. Got my control blowout card.
It's science, fool.
Ooh.
Rush the enemy! Defend your
That's an interesting creation.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
Oof.
I am ready.
Uh-oh, we're running out of gas. It's the fear of like actually matching up against a deck that's bigger than us. That's a, oh my god. Ah!
no, stupid!
I actually feel like I have to bait the opponent into, you know, getting Warpath for more than this.
Powering up. Portals online.
I'll take it. His hero power is way better than mine, so we have to really make the most out of all of our cards. So once I get Jeeves, that'll even things out.
I can fix anything. I am ready.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Three, 5, 6. 3 plus 4. Just let that live.
Unity. Precision. Perfect.
I'll fix you.
Get my big finisher back in the hand. Grizzly OP. I've gotten a bit lucky in that I've drawn all of my big cards, but I'm only halfway through the deck. Certainly, this deck didn't plan on getting to turn 10.
This update is mandatory.
Oh, he's also playing control deck, but I feel like his control deck would fold against the mid-range hunter.
Access denied.
It's at this point where I'm like, oh, EMP operative. But I'm not going to put an EMP operative just because some fool is playing a deck that would never win against the aggro nature of this meta. You fool.
Defend the gates! To me!
Listen here.
You have no idea what you're doing. No idea.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
This control match is going to go to 15. Quite possibly. My saving grace is just that as value oriented as the opponent is, it's possible that he's also understands that you can't be too greedy in this format. And you can't put Dr. Boom since it's too slow. Like, that's the only thing going for me. That he might not run Dr. Boom because it is also too slow. I quite possibly should have hit him in the face there. I should have.
Protocol 7 engaged.
Oh, playing around the warpath. OP. There we go.
Can I? Let me get that.
Need to find a Rushy Worgen boy. Or commander, I guess.
Access denied.
Take it. It's tasty.
Let me get that.
Ah.
Hurry up. Let me get that.
Let's see, another Soul Buster synergy. Probably runs the bats also. That's cool.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
Oh.
Out of cards.
Oh, you're such a disgusting control deck. That can't possibly live against aggro. Ah.
will survive.
Odd Paladin. Wait a second. It's actually kind of scary. Okay, all you have to do is make sure to always clear the recruits. Unfortunately, with no turn 1 play, I think the game is over.
Reporting for duty.
Trade my way to victory. 3, 4, 5. End the game player right here.
Mount up! I'm fast and furious!
You can see how recruit 2/1/1s is just too slow in this meta. Way too slow. Not even close to being fast enough slow. What was I thinking when I was thinking mid-range Paladin with that upgraded hero power would be good? People were like, oh man, put Silverhand regen into your deck, it'll be great. But no, it's way too slow.
In your face!
Crush the enemy!
Battle commencing.
The battle is over.
Oh man, are we gonna have a control mirror? Although, to be fair, if he's running Dr. Boom Mad Genius, we'll just win the mirror. Maybe I should put in a Dr. Boom just to have a chance against those crazy people with the super late game. But no, Jeeves is basically my hand refill. Dr. Boom Mad Genius won't save you when you... Yeah, the hero power just... Like, I can be enough of an aggressive deck also. Actually, 1-2 probably would be better lead against a warrior since they have so many 1-3s. I was just automatically playing this because I was like, yeah, 2-1 is better on turn 1, but no.
All charged up. Cleaning commences.
Sure.
I'm fast and Valentine's.
Powering up. Portals online.
Cleaning commences.
There's only 2 cards left. We can let the Mech Warper live, I guess. Although we can just rush it down and defend Gilneas. Yeah.
Defend the gates. To me.
Oops. In my mind had calculated, alright, gonna make 2 attacks. Whatever.
Powering up.
The health doesn't matter in this format, it's all about board control. This guy was trying to reduce aggro.
Unity, precision, primitive.
And he succeeded. Would have been right for him to go into this.
Listen here.
To me.
In your face!
Protocol 7 engaged.
And that War Gear really makes me want to put an EMP Operative into the deck.
I can fix anything.
There are too many games so far where EMP Operative is good for me not to include EMP Operative. But what would I cut? Like, even if you just kill, like, the 3 health Shredder or Mech Warper, 5 mana, 3/3, deal 3, Battle Cry, seems pretty decent.
Hear my call.
I'll fix you.
To me. Powering up. Portals online.
Oh my god, he's actually playing Dr. Boom Mad Genius. Well, you gotta kill him.
I'll fix you.
To me! Forgive me!
That's an interesting mirror, actually. He's a little bit bigger than me. Which is bad, because being a little bit bigger than the opponent is exactly where I want to be. Actually, what I could do is I could cut the Jeeves from the deck and then go a little bit bigger. Yeah, that would make sense, now that I think about it. But maybe Jeeves is more effective, also.
To me! Forgive me!
Can I help you, sir? Let me get that.
I think the answer is to cut the Jeeves and to put in 2 big cards, since Jeeves is basically trying to fit the role of big card. Yeah. Plus Jeeves isn't that good against aggro. Like, I put this in against control specifically.
I am ready. Oh!
But I should simply put in a good card against control against control.
Forgive me!
Hurry up. Full of lies. Let me get that.
Light the fuses.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Oh, these madmen and their greedy decks. He can't keep getting away with this. If you're putting in all these early game cards to fight for the board, is Warpath really necessary? Warpath. This is a control deck. As aggressive as this deck looks, it is a control deck. It is usually going to lose the board. Shocking, I know. This guy, he's playing unfair. You can't put in all these control cards. Unbelievable. You're just gonna die to Hunter. Oh, you don't understand this brawl at all. You scum. You have no idea what you're doing. None.
Battle detected.
This is fair, by the way. Okay, alright. So we'll put in the big finisher. The big one. Cut the Jeeves. If I cut the Jeeves, we can even put in one more big card. And I think that is the EMP operative. Nice counter big card. Which gets created by order. What's with all these control matchups? It's okay, we just put in Dr. Boom Mad Genius.
Battle detected. Ready.
Bound car, go!
All charged up. I can fix it. Battle commencing. God.
Ah.
I'll fix that.
Oh, poor human.
Battle commencing.
Warning you, I'm unstable.
Clean clear. But it's time for my finisher. Witchwood Grizzly. Go. Oh, his finisher is Security Rover. An interesting choice for finisher.
I'm fast and furious! In your face!
Oh, 2-3, not 2-2. Did the math run. We're good. It's not ideal.
Protocol 7 engaged.
That's a yikes. This is fine.
Defend the gates!
In your face!
To me!
Dr. Boom, waiting room for both of us, it seems. Good thing I actually have a Dr. Boom Mad Genius in the deck, so I can at least participate in Dr. Boom draw wins.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Gah! I can't lose to Autofill Warrior. Not like this. Omega Assembly is too greedy! How can you have that in your deck? Haven't mech hunters like pushed you out of the meta yet? This is unbelievable.
Defensive systems online.
Can I help you, sir?
Cleaning commencing.
Let me get that.
Alright, the bear finisher is there to finish him.
Cleaning commencing.
What a silly 5 mana 1/3 weapon. Hey, I win!
I'm so lucky. Take that. Hear the thunder.
A big target. I don't know, let's just do it this way. I did not know that worked with Rush. I thought that would specifically not, since it didn't have the bold Rush keyword. Alright, well, today I learned. Actually, this looked like it was possibly going to fatigue. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn the card there. It's one a turn. It'll add up. It'll be good to know that I'll beat someone running 2 Omega Assembly, I guess. This madman has no idea what he's doing. No idea! None! You can't play a deck that greedy. Simply not allowed.
Magic neutralized.
That is actually just an autofill deck, I think. Autofill decks are pretty strong though. That is a really big mech, but it is also really low attack power.
This would be a good time for a
this
master
one.
plan.
Rush the enemy! Defend Gilneas! Attack!
Welcome to the zone, in which EMP Operative is the strongest game in Hearthstone. You have now entered the zone. Oh, that's a card.
This update is mandatory.
The darkest night.
Cleaning commences.
Unity, precision, perfection.
Kelliseth is now active.
Scanning for hostiles. Hostile detected.
Oh, I love that fuse thing.
Cleaning commences.
Oh my god, it's actually going to come down to fatigue and I'm going to lose. Because I drew an extra card from Town Cry. Oh my god, panic. And mostly because he's playing so many outvalued cards. It's insane.
I'm almost out of cards.
Double Omega Assembly, Super Collider, Dr. Boom Mad Genius. How greedy can you be? It'll still be close.
I'm out of cards. I'm fast and furious. In your face. I can fix anything. I'm almost out of cards.
Xana's so big! This is impossible. This deck is so big. It's too big.
Hurry up. Portal online.
Cleaning condenses. Massive.
That's it. I'm out of cards.
Scanning for hostile.
Get double security rover also! Come on! Ah! You're gonna kill me.
See your weakness.
I am ready.
Defend the gates. To me.
Best one. This is delivery drone RNG Fiesta here. 2 Giggling Inventor, Dr. Vu Mad Genius, Beryllium Nullifier, 2 Security Rover, 2 Missile Launcher, Zilliax, 2 War Gears, 2 Dino-Matics. What a joke! It's time for some RNG. Oh, that is also bad.
Enjoy.
I'm dead.
You're good.
God.
I finally came to the conclusion that this format is so ridiculously aggressive.
You know nothing.
Garrosh versus Garrosh.
Is this what they call Elo Hell?
I can fix anything.
You fall so far down the Brawl ladder that you play against decks that lose to the dominant deck of the Mech Hunter because they're playing such greedy decks that they have no chance whatsoever. To some extent, it's true that because of the idea that Legend or metas are different at different ranks, copy and pasting a deck from the Legend meta might not give you as many, as great of results in a lower meta. Those things do happen.
I'll fix you. I can fix anything.
But lol turn 1 Omega Assembly. Kind of. Oh, you make me cry.
Access denied.
This is just too sad.
What's the flight plan?
I'm gonna die.
Rush the enemy! Return down Unity, precision, perfection.
Alright, get EMP'd, fool.
This update is landing.
The lower you fall in the Brawl ladder, the better EMP operative is.
For the life binder.
What's the flight plan?
Defend the gates. To me. All
I just feel bad beating this guy up though. Womp womp.
Magic neutralized.
to me. All too easy.
It makes me want to put one Super Collider into the deck. Yeah, one Super Collider probably couldn't hurt while I'm at it. For some removal. Replace one of the 1-drops. I'm probably overdoing it.
Defend the gates. To me. To me.
Access denied.
What a dishonest player. You can't win against Hunter with a deck like that. The despair.
To me.
This is ridiculous.
For a little while, I pack a big punch.
I look around and I can't see the fish. Am I the fish? Am I the fish? My brilliantly crafted deck losing to autofill? Now, as absurd as that sounds, autofill tends to build like a mid-range / value deck all the time. And granted, the general rule of Hearthstone is if you're a little bit bigger than the opponent, you have a deck advantage on them. So, on paper, it's actually not so absurd to lose. Because I've crafted my deck carefully to defeat ruthlessly aggressive decks. But it is liable to get outvalued.
Light the fuses! I'm fast and furious!
I shudder to think that if he had saved the Omega Assemblies, I would have lost. In this sense, yes, in this very specific instance, the Innkeeper deck building skills have countered me. I can just imagine these guys going up to the Innkeeper and be like, hey, I'm fighting against Trump. Can you give me something good? And the Innkeeper's like, yeah, let me design a brilliant deck that'll counter Trump.
Unity, precision, primitive.
In your face!
Yes, yeah.
It's scary. I think I am in a losing position because his deck is clearly bigger than mine is.
In my sights.
I'll play around his Warpath, question mark. Seems like a control deck.
Battle detected.
Primitive.
Battle detected.
I'm fast and furious!
Is the mana.
Battle commencing.
In my sights.
Primitive.
Battle detected.
My 1-drops will overcome whatever you can play.
Light the fuses!
Aha!
I'm so glad. Here comes the boom!
Battle commencing.
I'm so glad.
Bum, 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 bum.
Primitive.
Battle commencing.
Unity, precision, perfection.
I don't think I've seen a single card that isn't a mech yet. I have. Champion. That was a random card. Look at that combo. Oh man, flip delivery drone in the game.
Magic neutralized.
I'm almost out of cards.
10, 9, 10, 6. Yep.
Protocol 7.
11, 6, rather. I can't add.
That's it. I'm out of cards.
9,
That's it.
Cards. That's it. I'm out of cards.
Access denied.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm actually slightly behind debatably due to fatigue and armor. Unbelievable.
Failure is an option. Failure is an option.
Ah. Oh my god. Yes! Oh! Better than Siege Engine? Yes. We're actually low enough that Warpath is best now? Ah!
That's it. I'm out of cards.
Ah! Ah! Dr. Fu is losing to a boss. That's awesome. The flavor. Ah! What a joke!
Nice. You're good.
Maybe I do need to put a Mega Assembly into the deck. That's absurd! The moment I do, I'm matching against hunters, and then it's like, oh, why am I paying 1 mana to discover a random discover a mech? It's like, whoa! Whoa, ha, ha, ha. I'm going insane. I've learned that control decks, despite me thinking that the entire meta is super aggro, just in case you do match up against some sort of fool who is also a value deck of some sort, this deck needs some amount of value. So I've decided to cut the worst one drop, which I think might be Warbot. And we'll add some value. We'll add 1 Omega Assembly because I still recognize the pure strength of Mech Hunter. And 1, Super Collider, yeah. With the additions of Dr. Boom and Super Collider and a Mega Assembly and EMP Operative, we are so much more control-ish now.
Victory or death!
Wait, Shredder was actually a good keep, especially with the Mech Warper curve. Oops. It's been too long since I played with Mech Warper. I was like, 4-drop, that's forever. How did I miss the Mech Warper Shredder curve?
That didn't go as
Powering up. Portals online. Powering up. Portals online.
Give that meat a turn. Get ready.
Engage. Engage.
Oh no, don't magnetize! Oh my god. It was like, okay, fine, I missed some damage. I guess I'll play Zilliax. And then oh. Another.
Engage.
I taste blood.
Engage.
Listen here.
Eh.
Crush the enemy.
He's playing Elemental Destruction. I guess I'll just be sad. Oh no.
Defend the gates! To me!
Not a valid target.
To me!
I am ready.
Defend the gates! To me! To me!
You cannot stop the cloud here.
It's totally a Shudderwock deck. Oh, cool.
To me!
Oops.
Defend the gates! To me!
Thank goodness I put this card in my deck. It'll overcome for all of my weaknesses. Of which this game there were many.
To me! To me!
I feel myself being cleansed of all my sins already.
Defensive systems online.
I believe in the power of the Grizzly later.
I enjoy raiding.
Yarg. Yarg. What? That's not a mech. Unbelievable. Lose 1 health. 12 minus 5, 7. Blah. I dislike this in math. We're fine. I don't feel the need to clear that immediately.
Let's stash that away.
Good thing he's super greedy. Matching my own greed. But I had enough health that I could have done the warpath partial clear into the other warpath. We had the other outs. We had outs. We had outs. But we were fine.
This update is mandatory.
Ah, my shield.
Oh, safe? 50-50.
I'm fast and furious!
No, it doesn't have to be a 50-50. Yeah, it's better. No, I should save this. Path.
I must choose.
I can guarantee it takes a decent amount of damage. That's probably better.
All too easy.
In your face!
Is there trouble?
Yeah, we got the warpath clear. That's good. 8 warpaths. 4 warpaths. This is 3, that's 1 punch. We're good. Thank goodness for Super Collider being here.
Is there trouble?
That turn with the Acera, was there actually only a totem golem? 4-5 on the other side? Oops, I should have hit the totem golem. Yeah, I'm done. Miss a play.
Ruktar Ogre!
Carried by Super Collider this game.
I'm fast and furious! In your face!
Though I gotta admit, Elemental Destruction got me pretty good, so I'll play around it a bit this turn.
The calm before the storm.
Such value.
Ruktar Ogre! Listen here!
In your face!
Boom. Oh, speaking of boom.
Ruktar Ogre!
Again, this is ridiculous. You can't put this many late game cards in your deck. Paladin Sky Golem, the Mist Color, Dr. Boom, 2 Giggling Inventors, needs Old Shredder. Ah! This is unbelievable! And here I am being a chump and like carrying Mech Hunter.
I enjoy raiding!
I'm so done.
Well played.